Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining this video. This is going to be the second last live stream of the charts for 2019, and then we'll restart it next month in the new year. So we're going to start off by having a look at the various metals. So we've got the silver up first, and then we're going to be looking at gold, platinum, palladium, and of course Bitcoin as well. First, just want to thank my subscribers, guys. Thank you very much. We're going to be doing a giveaway on Friday, so just make sure that you're here for the last chart live stream of 2019. I'm going to be more than likely live streaming at around the same time, between 7 and 7:30. So just make sure notifications are set, and then I look forward to doing the last one. And then we'll keep it fairly brief. For those interested in becoming donator to the channel, please check the description for information. You'll see it there. I've got one space left for anyone wanting to donate before I do the last giveaway. It certainly would be great to do that before the end of the year. So keep note if anyone is interested in becoming a donator. Please check those details out. Some interesting news today. We had Palladium almost smashing 2 grand, guys. It was absolutely amazing. So we're going to be taking a look at that before it's retreated. I had pretty much expected that. I didn't expect its luck to continue, but we will take a look at Palladium. And unfortunately, Bitcoin as well, seeing a bit of a decline. We're going to be taking a look at that as well. The Leicester Black dumps. Bitcoin went to the top floor of the building, opening the windows and jumped out. Absolutely, a Leicester Black. Thank you very much for watching. We're definitely going to be taking a look at that. Jody, man, how you doing? He says, am I spending my gold money? Have a good week, guys, and keep stacking. There you go. Couldn't have said it better there. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Really appreciate it. If you want to take part in the chat, please feel free to do so. We'll probably be streaming for probably about just under an hour or so, so just keep note of that. Our live streams tend to go on for about 45 minutes to an hour, so we'll see how we get on. We'll go through the charts together and see what I've left the arrows in place from the previous live stream, so we will be taking a look at those. We've got a few people in already. We've got Silver Junkie. Says, there I am. How you doing, buddy? Christian says, good evening, Limey. I said, I hope you're doing well there, Christian. Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seeker, good to see you as well. Thank you for joining us. And then a Leicester Black there with the Bitcoin. It's interesting watching Bitcoin at the moment because it's not, you're not getting that immediate reaction in regards to the level where it's at. So more than likely we'll see. I've called it before and I'll call it again. We're gonna see some interesting times for Bitcoin. So I'm super excited. It just gives opportunity to buy in, really. Jody says there he says that. Right, so let's get into the charts. Right, so here we go. Right, for anyone watching this video afterwards, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hit the like button, guys. Don't forget about that. Hit the like button, give it the thumbs up, leave a comment. Right, so here we go. So these are the markers I put in place on the previous live stream. That's our resistance areas, and there's our support area right here. Our support is pretty much following this line here, which is the 200 exponential moving average. You can see it's, beg your pardon, it's still in place. So we're going to put a new arrow marker. Let's take a look. We're going to put it at about here. That's where our major resistance area is. I'd said in the previous light that more than likely I expected to see a retest of that 710 area, and we pretty much saw it on the 16th. From out of Friday, I said more than likely we're gonna see at least my opinion, I expected to see a retest of the 1710 level, and that's pretty much exactly what we saw. We saw good buying opportunity. We hit that, so we came extremely close to 1710. We hit 1705 before we started to retreat. Unfortunately, we've attempted again to break out, and the high of the day there for silver was $17.11. We're currently priced at $16.99, but 2.5 cents down currently. What is interesting is the support line of the 100 EMA. We've fallen just below that. If you can see it there, that would not be good. What we want to see, ourselves sit above this level so that we can retest that higher level. So that could be a problem. More than likely, it looks like the candle body was pushing to the downside there. We'll have to keep an eye on that. This seems to be a good area of support currently, as looking at this area here. we can, if we follow the path along, we can pretty much see it there. There's a good area of support currently in place in this zone here. You've got good buying signals there. Yes, it's broken down, gone up, broken down. So I'd be fairly in the mind of that as a minor support area. And then we've got our major support area down here as well as the one in between here at 1675. Currently, silver's at the top level of resistance, guys. We've seen it from time to time. We've been trying to break up higher and failing at every hurdle. Now, eventually somebody's got to give. So if we're able to hold this area for a build up to next week, we could see another retest of that 712, 710 area. If we fail to break above that, we're going to be headed downwards, looking for another area of support in order to build up momentum to have another retest. That is the way this works. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, and then eventually it'll come back down. If you look at this nice green candle uptrend, if you can't get above it, more than likely it's going to have to retrace to build up momentum back to the upside. That's what I would be expecting. So this is on silver on the daily, currently at 1698. It looks like the bears are having an interesting time there at the minute. We're going to have to keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. Right, let's have a look. Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seeker. Saying hello to Alistair Blake. Coin Collector, man, Coin Collector, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I've got some. I've got that Una and the Lion video coming out soon, so make sure you guys check that out if you haven't seen it. And please feel free to check out my library. I've been uploading some good stuff. I did the first European trade there with Gold Washington Pay Dirt. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. I will include it in the top right of the eye when I'm obviously later on. So make sure you go out and check that silver, European silver that's out there. Silver Junkie says, if I'm lying, let's have a look. He says, if I'm lying, I'm dying, and lie me, I'll send you a screenshot of the email and confirmation purchase email. But SD Bullion, he put me around 11 a.m. and said I was a monthly winner of a 5-ounce 12 gauge. Well, that's fantastic, man. Congratulations. I think that's pretty awesome, man. The shotgun shell piece is it's a nice, good size coin. Let's have a look. Silver Junkie says that's the description of it. I think I've seen them. They're pretty awesome, man. So congrats on that. There we go. We've got another one there. Just everyone's saying congrats there, which is great. I know, right? Says Silver Junkie. Well, I tell you what, there's nothing better than free silver, my friend. Silver Junkie's overwhelmed. Gonna have to keep an eye on that. Funny enough, tonight, so there's a few auctions coming up this evening. Just keeping an eye on a few things. It'll be interesting to see how they pan out. There's definitely a few nice pieces out there. Hopefully I can try and bag a few. Alistair Black says congrats, and Silver Junkie. She Diggs is in the house. Awesome. Thank you very much for dropping in, She Diggs. She did a bit of a tour of Ireland. If you guys haven't seen that, she was in Ireland. She's done some metal detecting as well. Definitely someone you need to check out. Be sure to head over there and see what she's been up to. Conglin says, great description of the financial markets. It goes up and it goes down. It goes up and goes down. You can clearly see it in that pattern. I'm very well on yourself, She Diggs. I'm so annoyed I didn't buy one of the Una and the Lions. Man, I tell you what, for me, Conglin, it was a 50-50, man. I was like, should I spend the money? Shouldn't I spend the money? Should I spend the money? And luckily, I'd offloaded some silver, and I was like, let me just go for it. There was only supposedly there was 2,900. This is what gets me about the Royal Mint. There were 2,900 of them that were initially released, and then they upped it by 100. So I think obviously once they realized that they were going to sell out fairly quickly, they went and made another 100 more. I would have preferred 2,900 rather than 3,000, but I suppose you can't win them all. Michael M, how you doing? Says hello. Coin Collector, you'd be surprised. There's a couple of guys on eBay that are selling them maybe for about €20 above what they sold for. So if you're still interested, just have a look on eBay. You will find them there. You just need to have a closer look. I think I saw one there for €229, which is it cost me with postage and that, what was it? I'm trying to think now. It was 211 in euros. So I don't think 229 is too much. I mean, there's a lot of people throwing those coins on there for quite a bit of money. So yeah, definitely watch out for that. Good to see you there, Michael M. Mr. Dave says, good evening. I got one. £230. Whoa, £230, Mr. Dave. Was that you doing the auction? Because I know there was a couple on auction there. Good buy though. I think that's a stunning piece. I'm in two minds to get it graded at the moment, but I know once it's graded, it should be pretty awesome buy. At least then it makes it fairly unique. Right. Okay. Let's have a look here. Right. So silver, 1698. If you guys missed what I stated, you're going to have to go back. You'll have to check the playback there in regards to what my thoughts are for silver currently. I see our support areas here. I'm going to leave all of these in play for the final live stream on Saturday of 2019. And then there's our resistance areas. You can see it there. And there's our support area down here. The gold chart looks very interesting. So let's get straight into that. Let's have a look. There's a couple of people in there. Michael M says, how are you today? I'm very good, thanks, Michael. I got the day off tomorrow, so just wrapping up a few things here, which is great. Bidding on a few coins on eBay, so hopefully I can get something. You never know. Butchie Harding, how you doing? Mr. Dave says the coin connection. Ah, yes, I got you. Mr. Dave, you probably watched Gramstacker's video. I suspect that was a pretty awesome video, the Una and the Lion. Oddly enough, when that came up, literally, I think it was just loaded about 5 minutes, immediately went onto the Royal Mint site because it's such an iconic design, the Una and the Lion. And it's great to see the Royal Mint re-release that. And yeah, it's really awesome to have one of them pieces. Hey, Sublime says, Butchie Harding, how are you doing there, buddy? It's good to see you. Mr. Dave says the last one went up to £245 5 minutes later. Wow. Jeez, good. Well, good that you nabbed it for 230, man. Yeah, did you see how much the gold ones are going for, Mr. Dave? Jeez, I tell you what, if you get a minute, go and have a look and see what the gold ones were going for. They were £4,000 when they were released for a 2-ounce gold piece. And some guys have got it up there for ridiculous money. I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars there on eBay. And wow, that would have been a very lucrative coin. Butchie Harding says, just had surgery on my knee, ordered a slabbed Morgan that got lost in the mail. Oh man, jeez. Well, hopefully, I mean, surely when someone sends coins of that caliber, surely they would send it tracked, so at least then you can keep an eye on it. Mr. Dave says, yes sir, I did. He's very good. There you go. I know, I do like his videos too. Butchie Harding, Mr. Dave, 14,000. There you go. Jeez. Blended whiskey, man. How you doing? It's good to see you. We're up to 9 here at the minute. This is fantastic. Right, so let's get straight into the gold chart now. I've left the arrows as per the last video. So what we have here is we've got our resistance level here, which guys can clearly see is still very much in place. This hasn't moved, so that arrow is pretty much staying where it is at the moment. If not, maybe I'm going to move it a bit more to the to that side there. So as you can see, we had another attempt at trying to crack above that 1480 level. We're at 1475. What you guys realize is where gold is trading at right now is on the upper end of well, I was going to say the upper end, on the lower end of the resistance area. So you've literally, in order to get through this level at 1480, you've got to pretty much push on through to 1490, which means that we're going to have to move a good $15 from the current level. Currently looking at the volume here, with the exception of this day here, that was the only day that we pretty much broke above that 1480, with the exception of these slightly lower volume areas. So there was good enough volume to basically get all the way through. But the moment it touched the moment it broke through, and it looked like the sellers immediately came in, rammed the price back down again, and then we're back to square one here. What is interesting, though, for gold, we are sitting above this 50 EMA line, which seems to be acting like a good support level. Currently between the resistance area over here and our second support level at 1470. So we're right in the middle there. I'd said this initially. I expected us to see us trading between this line. We've just broken just above it to create enough support. When you break resistance, then becomes support. Likewise, if you break support, it then becomes resistance on the way up. So where it is at the minute, it's not looking too bad. Hopefully we can build just above this, maintain this level. Hopefully we might see some magical things start to happen in relation to next week. Because if I see it here, we've come up all the way down here at 1463. We're sort of consolidating a bit here at 1475. Hopefully we'll have another retest at 1480. Hopefully this time there'll be enough momentum to crack on through to 1480, which is pretty much where we want to be at this level here. I'm going to add a marker in. This is the next resistance level there at about $1,490. So the 1480 is the vital one. That's the one we really need to get above in order to really start to see the sort of movements in the right direction. Coin Connection sold one for their customer. Wow, okay. Gotcha. Someone said they were releasing a 5-ounce underlying gold. Is this true? Well, I haven't seen it yet, and I suspect that is well, they've got the 1 kilo. If you didn't see that, Mr. Dave, I think there's like 2 of them, or there's something like that. I think there's 2 examples. You can get a 1 kilo Una underlying proof, and I guess somebody must have bought that. But I guess with the popularity of the 5-ounce, the 2-ounce, the 5-ounce will probably be what, 100 pieces. I suspect it's going to be some interesting money for that. Mr. Dave says clashing with Opal Hunters. I'm sure there's a series on TV called Opal Hunters, if I'm not mistaken. That probably explains why apparently your TV program is clashing with mine. I think is probably what you mean. Right, let's have a quick look. Okay, so $1,475 for gold at the minute. We're holding this level. There's our resistance zones right over the next one there at $1,490. There's our various support levels, guys, as we go all the way through. So I think, well, we're on the upper end of the support. However, the danger here is if we're unable to get through that 1480, then in most cases we're going to have a breakdown and we're going to have to retest these support areas in order to consolidate back up and then push back up to the upside. Today we hit a high of 1480 before we retreated. So again, that's what we're saying. The 1480 is a critical resistance area for gold, and that's what it needs to get above currently. Mr. Dave says yes. Right, I'm going to take a look at platinum, guys. Don't know what your thoughts are on platinum. I mean, I think platinum's fantastic. I certainly would love to get into platinum right now, but sadly, I just don't have the money for that, especially where it is at the minute, and the premiums on it really big. Right, so here we go. This is platinum, $927 an ounce. Currently, it had there was good demand for platinum, which has essentially pushed it all the way back up. We're back into this area here, guys. We could see that ascending support line was retested right over here, which pushed us down to 920. The buyers came in, pushed the price back up to the later 20s. So we're currently at $927.79. We're way off our resistance area, which is great. So what we need to do is just consolidate, build up support off this ascending line here, and really start to chip away at the top here. Currently, we have resistance at this area here. That's the 942 level. That is another area of resistance, is this level here, which coincides with these areas of resistance over here. The heck is this? That's these areas here. So currently, at the minute, we're in quite a tight range because there's our area of support, and then there's our resistance area right here at 933. So we're 5 away from that. So it's a matter of just building up support, getting the buyers back in, slowly chipping away, pushing through these resistance barriers, and hopefully get to that 950 level, break that, and then hopefully we're able to move further up to the upside. Looking at the downside of things, there's our ascending support line, which is about the 920 area. We've got further resistance areas here at 915, and we've also got a support area, not resistance. And there's our support areas here. So we've got multiple support areas in this area here. Platinum looks good to set up to something really special because it has the support there to build momentum, to challenge the really start pushing up. So it's going to see if this area of support holds in place. So platinum at $927 per ounce. All right, let's have a look. Mr. Dave says it's on Quest. That's right. I haven't got Quest myself, but I came across it on YouTube, one of their channels there. Butchie Harding says, I love platinum. Fair play to you, Butchie. Gonna get platinum teeth, apparently. That sounds interesting. Are there any platinum borers out there? I'd like to see some platinum. I love your questionnaire today. I found the comments very amusing. That's what it's all about. But I was really hoping for a bit more activity from my subscribers in regards to that post and really sort of get them going. I thought very informative, and then it was like, charts? Who needs charts? Like, who cares what the price is of metals, and then it was like, unable to make your streams due to odd times. It varied quite a lot, didn't it, Mr. Dave? All in good fun. I'm told there's going to be an announcement on Silver Chimp's video this evening, so I'll have to watch the replay in the morning. Apparently I'm going to be mentioned in it in relation to their giveaway that they're doing. So if you haven't checked that out, go check Silver Chimp's video out. I'll be looking forward to seeing the replay in the morning. Right, so there we have it. Platinum, $927 an ounce. We're going to move on to Palladium, guys, and then we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, it's down to 6,611, guys. So I'm looking forward to showing that chart. Palladium's had a bit of a slip back, and that's fully understandable. Like I said, it basically touched the 2 grand mark. You can see it there touched. I was expecting a retreat. Without a doubt, guys, it would have been impossible for Palladium to continue moving up past the 2 grand. That is a major psychological barrier for Palladium. I'm sure it is going to get above 2 grand. But in the short term wise, I was expecting a pullback straight away. Profit taking was definitely on the cards. Anyone who thought that we're going to be buying in now and the price was going to keep going up in the short term, it just wasn't going to happen. I'm sure it will happen, but not today or even yesterday. You can even see it. Yesterday it started to push up to 1980, and it's just grown and grown and grown. There's physical demand for Palladium current minute, which is great, which has helped pushing up the price. There's a limited supply, so hence why we're looking at a $1,949 Palladium, guys. And to think, almost 4 years ago, you could have got Palladium for just under $450 an ounce. That's a pretty impressive return for a metal. Mr. Dave says £3 a week. Right, so we're not really going to bother with that. It's where it is. More than likely, we're going to see it. There's our resistance area at 2 grand. I want to try and bring that in a bit closer. There you go. And then what we'll do is we're going to follow that route. So we'll put that there. So there's our area of support. I'm going to put another one right in there. There it is. There's a good area of support there at 16.99, but we're way just look at that, guys. 1700 was at this level here, and between here, which was the 18th of November, almost a month later, and we're almost $200. What was that? $150 up. No, beg your pardon, $250 up in less than a month. That would be some return. So Palladium. Sorry, that's on the weekly. Missed that. Let's go back on the daily. Okay, so there's our selling day. There's our support area at just over $1,800 an ounce. Good support. You can see it here. It just keeps pushing up, and that was our essential. There it is there. There's our support zone here. Great stuff. Palladium at $1,949 an ounce. Right, let's have a look. So we're going to check out a bit of news, and then we'll move on to Bitcoin, guys. So let's have a look. What do we have? Obviously, we've got Brexit results. I'm sure everyone's perception or everyone's feeling in regards to Brexit. That had a bit of a dampener on regards to growth for precious metals, so we're going to be taking a look at that as well. Butchie Harding says, see if the government wants to confiscate my grill. Right, we're gonna move into just waiting for this there. Just waiting for my dial-up connection to get finished. There we go. I'm sure Mr. Dave will appreciate that one. Right, here we go. So this is the feedback I've got here. Right, so gold flat as Brexit risk is neutralized by strong US data. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at the moment. Right, so it says investing.com. It says gold prices were flat on Tuesday as the emergence of Brexit risk vied with signs of a robust US economic health for the market's attention. Prices hit their highest in nearly a week in the day after UK Prime Minister Johnson let it be known he will change the law to ensure the transitional phase of the relationship between the UK and the EU ends as scheduled on December 31st. That revised the risk of a disruptive no-deal Brexit scenario, given that EU negotiators say there isn't enough time to negotiate a comprehensive trade agreement. Well, I'll tell you what, considering how much pressure they put on the UK government to come back with some sort of renegotiation, they've sort of held firm that there will be no negotiation. I think they need to seriously come to the table. However, they reversed after another round of positive-looking US data, which showed housing starts close to their highest in 10 years and a slightly stronger than expected rise in industrial production, coupled with a strong, if more backward-looking jolts on the report on job openings in October. As a result, gold futures for delivery at the COMEX exchange were left broadly where they started the day. That's what we're saying in regards to title, sort of gold and silver sort of holding their position. There was little apparent impact either way from the sharp slide in Bitcoin, which has often been touted as an alternative asset similar to gold, albeit with the transparency of market pricing and the reliable market infrastructure. Elsewhere, copper futures again did the inverse of gold, also returning today's starting point at $2.81 a pound. Pretty interesting stuff. Aussie Alchemist, we got Blood X in the house. Hey man, how you doing? Says POW. Aussie Alchemist, good to see you. Mr. Dave says hello. We all do. Luck of the Irish is here as well. Fantastic. Glad you made it. What up? Here's Butchie Harding. Good. It's good to see you, Luck of the Irish. Thanks very much for dropping in, as always. Right, so let's have a look. Right, has there been... Right, let's have a quick look. Okay, here's an interesting article. So this I came across. It's a few days old, but we're going to take a look at it and see where we end up now. Right. I'm going to just close that down for a sec there. Right. Wow, this certainly is. Aussie, have you grabbed your coffee already? Luck of the Irish says government can confiscate my children, apparently. Luck of the Irish, good evening, says Mr. Dave. Mr. Dave is Irish himself. Butchie Harding says I have 7 grams of it, and it hit 512. Good job, Butchie Harding. Hey, Mr. Dave. Mr. Dave says I wish I had the look of the Irish. I can't get rid of my missus. I need a bit of luck. That's a very good line. Right, let's have a look. We should have this. There we go. This is already set. Let's get straight stuck into it. This was posted on the 12th of December, guys. Let's just wait for this to refresh here. Nice slab of gold over there, as well as some gold coinage. Looks like some euro coins. So let's have a look. This says 3 reasons gold prices are set to explode in 2020 and beyond. This is from ccn.com. It says central banks have been buying gold at a rapid pace with more quantitative easing on the horizon. Gold prices are set to soar. Ayush Singh, he says at Trader Based, and this is December 12th, about 5 days ago, says global central banks are accumulating gold at a record pace. Credit Suisse MD and ex-Federal Reserve employees reveals the Fed will start another round of quantitative easing. Increasing bank fragility will force people to park their wealth in gold. Historically, whenever governments have indulged in the currency debasement, gold prices have always accounted for the increase in the amount of money supply. But since the Great Recession, gold prices have remained subdued despite the massive money printing by the central banks across the globe. This trend may be about to change, and here's why. Central banks on track for record gold purchases. After being net sellers for a decade, central banks have become net buyers of gold since 2010. There's the charts there, guys. You can see, obviously, that's obviously a few years out of date, but there you go. The buying gathered pace in 2019. In the first 6 months, banks added 374 tons of the yellow metal to their reserves. And a report published by the World Gold Council showed that the central banks have been adding even more since then. The most noticeable purchases came from Turkey as it overtook Russia for the year. Turkey added 12.8 tons in October and saw its total reserves jump to 144 tons. The Turks have led the pack for 2 consecutive months. In September, Germany's central bank holdings rose for the first time in a century, even while the likes of Poland and Hungary have started adding massively to their reserves. The Poles have joined in on the gold buying frenzy after 2017. So far, central banks have bought 589 tons of gold on a net basis in 2019. Last week, Bloomberg Intelligence reported that central banks' gold purchases are set to make a 50-year high, guys. 50-year high. Just think that 50 years ago, what were we, 1969? 50-year high, guys. Jump in the central bank's appetite means the likelihood of gold prices going up from the current levels is high. There you go. The jump in central bank's appetite means the likelihood of gold prices going up from current levels is high. What do you think of that? Yep, enjoying now. Waiting for council to open gates to my beach detecting spot. That sounds great. Mr. Dave, I'll see. Bloody phone. So quantitative easing will make gold more attractive. Again, I don't need to go into too much detail here, but you're all aware of that. The Fed balance sheets have already been growing, blah, blah, blah. Banking instability is in 2 important countries. What do we got here? In India, the PMC bank was caught cooking the books. This forced the Reserve Bank of India to step in and impose a 1,000 Indian rupee withdrawal limit for 6 months. The PMC bank bombshell dropped just days after India's Yes Bank was caught under reporting its bad loans by almost $500 million. Wow. Well, there you go. This is by CNN. 3 reasons gold prices are set to explode in 2020 and beyond. Coin. Then we'll finish up, guys. Right, Bitcoin's had an interesting day. When I checked it pretty much today, it was just under 7,000. Yesterday it broke that 7, and it's been hovering about the sort of 6.9 level. It's currently down $263. This is the descending wedge triangle formation, whatever you want to call it. You can clearly see it there. It's not looking great at all. And again, it's this fantastic. I mean, just look at this, guys. This yellow 200 moving average is just going down, and you can clearly see it. It just can't get above that. That resistance is just too strong right now. So what does all that mean? Well, if we have a look at where our resistance areas and support areas, it's all broken, literally. Wouldn't say resistance areas, but our support areas are all done. So if we have a look here, that would have been a support level for some time. However, obviously that's fallen away now. Likewise, this area here would have been a good area of support, seeing it pull back down to that level. So we've lost that area there. We've lost this area over here. That would have been a good area of support there, about the 7-1. And then finally, we've also lost the 6-8 level. We're currently at 6-6-1-5. And again, the volumes here, guys, the market's not really reacting off this, which is troubling. So generally, when you have a large sell-off, there's normally a reaction rally to get the price up. There's got to be some reaction rally to a degree. However, I just don't see that. What the danger of that means is that we could be headed even lower. So I'm going to zoom out here. And we're going to see where we are now. Currently, there isn't any support between here and this is the price back in May of 19. We just went straight up, guys. That would have been a sort of semi-area of support there at 6-9, but again, we've just nailed it. You know, we're way under that level. That would have been the other area there, and we're way under that too. And this, then we start looking at older areas of, let's say, the October 2018 areas, that sort of thing, before we had the major capitulation level, which is what I'm looking for when I want to get back into Bitcoin. So looking at it here, you know, where do we go from here? Okay, that was my indication where I saw support at the 6-5 level. And guys, we had an attempt at that level there. We've almost had an attempt at this level here at 6-6-2-7, almost hitting that level, which I'd put in place previously. So currently we're up at this level here, which is interesting because I didn't really think that would be an area of support, although to a degree it's certainly old resistance then becomes new support on the way down. So that probably would have made sense to a degree at this level here. That is primarily based on this area over here and over there. So technically I probably overlooked it, but there you go. That is an area of support currently about the 6-6 level. Now, looking at this momentum, it certainly doesn't look like there's going to be much reaction rallying off that, which is very interesting. Also, look at the volume. Even though we've had this fairly large sell-off here, there hasn't been much volume from that, which is troubling. What that means is we could see a further breakdown as we break down further to the lower side. And everyone is predicting that we're going to be seeing a under 6,000 Bitcoin. Guys, I remember when I was in this market a year ago, and it was in the 6th level before it started to collapse down to the abyss. So it's going to be interesting to see if that pattern is going to follow. I'm not getting in until I feel I am comfortable to get in. So if we have a look here, if we break that 6th level, we're going to be headed down to here. There's our 6 marker, and then followed by our 5-8 marker. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Bitcoin currently at 6,657. So 6,625 per token. And there you go. There's all our resistance areas, which mean absolutely nothing now. Look at that, 8,000, guys, all the way up here, 7.5, 7.8. We've just collapsed all the way down here. And we've got this descending sort of wedge pattern forming, which makes me believe that we're more than likely going to be hitting this area all the way down. We're not really going to have enough momentum. Due to just looking at the angle of this, it's going to require a massive move to the upside to break out of this triangle. So I'm pretty much expecting it to stay and bounce around this level here, which means that we are going to see, at least in my opinion here, we are going to see 6 grand. We might even see 5, 6, just based on where this pattern is forming, because everything's stuck to it. I mean, it's followed this line here to a T. Even the 20 moving average is pretty much where this top resistance line is. It's pretty spectacular. I'm really looking forward to seeing this move. It's going to be a buyer's market soon. I'm looking forward to getting in, guys. So that's Bitcoin at 6,626, so $6,626 per token. Right, Mr. Dave says, did I miss the answer to my 1/10 gold cooks? Yeah, that's right. Sorry, Mr. Dave. Yeah, I saw that. What do you think of them? Do you think they're worthwhile getting those 1/10 ounce? I know, what's it? Silver Wolverine. He also had one there. I thought that was pretty interesting. It's a fairly good looking piece. Some good detail. I still haven't bought the 2020 cook. And I'm in two minds. I should probably just get it, even in BU. I think it would still look pretty good. But nowadays, I'm more into proof, so I don't know. I'll have to think about it. And there's so many beautiful coins out there right now, guys. It's so tempting to hold back and wait until something spectacular comes out. Butchie Harding says, if it were going down a lot, it would after this trade deal. if it were going down a lot, it would after this trade deal, supposed trade deal. Let's have a look. Mr. Dave says, I think it's time you got a slot on the 6-1 news or news talk at 6:56. Bullion, I'm thinking 10. Well, thanks very much, Mr. Dave. Right, so that pretty much leaves us for Friday, guys, and I'm going to leave all these. It's going to be interesting to see how all this pans out. I'm thinking of putting out an interesting prize there in regards to the silver prediction, and the closest someone gets to it by the end of next week. But I'm still playing with that, so we'll see how it goes. But that's all I have time for, everybody. Always an absolute pleasure. Thanks for watching. And really appreciate you guys taking the time out to come and chat. Have a look at the charts with me. See where things end up. I mean, it's going to be a spectacular market. And I'm in the minds that even from a precious metals perspective, it's going to be exciting stuff. In fact, let's get the silver chart up. Silver's dropped back a bit there. It's a 16. Oh, it was at 16.97 a minute ago. It's now back up to 16.99. So we have silver at 16.99. I'll call it 16.97. We've got gold at $1,475 an ounce. Platinum at $924 an ounce. Palladium at $1,949 per ounce of palladium. I think I might have said platinum there, but anyway. And Bitcoin at $6,633 per token. But thanks very much as usual, guys. DB Stupid, man, how you doing? Thank you very much for dropping in, guys. Thanks very much. Give it the thumbs up. Let me know if there's any comments you have. If you're watching this video afterwards and you've watched it all the way through, man, you guys are rock stars. You're more than welcome to leave a comment afterwards. Always appreciated. Giveaway time this Friday. You have to be in the live stream to win it. You have to be in it to win it. So just make sure you guys drop in for Friday, and I'll see you around the same time. It need to be. Depends on what time I get home from work, but more than likely 7. Otherwise, just after 7 o'clock. So just make sure you're available. Notification bells, no excuses, people. Notification bells. Make sure that they're hit, and I'll see you then. Have a great day further. Have a great day further, everyone. And again, thank you very much. And then we've got Mr. Dave. Thanks, buddy. And we got Bigfoot. Silver Hide and Seeker, always a pleasure. DB Stupid, Aussie Alchemist, Bushy Harding, Luck of the Irish, always good to see you. Blood X, Pow, and Blended Whiskey. I think Silver Junkie deserves a mention. Well, likewise with Michael M as well. So I think we'll just go up there. And She Digs as well. It's a pity she didn't stick around. And we got a Con Collector in here as well. So guys, thanks very much, and I'll see you on Friday.